Hello and welcome to Impact Code with Alex Ochre. So in previous episodes, when I was dealing with personal financial management, I took you through the stages where after certain objectives, you need to determine the actions that will take you to your financial goals. So today I'm going to take you through the journey or the path, stages from financial dependence to financial freedom. So essentially, we want to explore the path from reliance to autonomy in terms of personal finances. Okay, so we'll cover the various stages, like I've mentioned, from financial dependence to financial awareness, financial stability, financial security, financial independence, and then financial freedom. So we're going to cover these various stages and the various actions and strategies you need to undertake in each of these stages to reach your financial goal, which is ultimately financial freedom. Okay, so let's start with financial dependence. So this is the very first phase of a person's financial health, right? Here, you're actually not healthy. This stage is called financial dependence. So this is the phase where you rely on others for your financial support. This can significantly impact your life, your mental well-being. This is the stage where you rely mostly on friends and family to meet your financial obligations. So at this stage, mostly your income is far lower than your expected expenditure. And so you have to rely on other people to be okay financially. So this stage is called financial dependence. You know, as we say, a beggar has no choice, right? So this is a stage where your financial expenses or expenditure are more than your income. And so you have to rely on others to meet your financial obligations. So what are the common causes and scenarios? Why do we find ourselves, or why do some people find themselves? Essentially, everybody starts from there, right? But some people stay there for too long. The first thing I want to deal with, mostly people are in this situation because they lack the education and the training to make sufficient income. And so they are underemployed. This is where individuals lack access to quality education or vocational training, and they often find themselves in difficult situations, and they don't have or they don't obtain stable income to keep them away from dependence or to keep them away from depending on other people. The other situation that could also lead to this, sometimes unexpected life events, right? So circumstances like health issues, job loss, or family crisis can impose sudden financial strains on people, which results in increased dependence or financial dependence on other people. The general economic situation and the downturn in the economy could also result in that countries go through recessions, which can lead to a decrease in job opportunities and income, which heightens financial reliance and dependence on other people. Sometimes also cultural and social norms impact or causes people to find themselves in financial dependence situations. In certain cultures, there are traditional expectations, such as women being at home, and so they depend on their partners or family members for their financial support and to meet their financial obligations. Sometimes also debt and improper financial management, accumulated debt, inadequate budgeting, lack of financial knowledge can entrap individuals and put them in a situation of financial dependency. Family obligations, sometimes the responsibilities, the sheer amount of responsibilities that is on people, caring for children, elderly relatives, or dependents, can restrict an individual's capacity to work and earn, particularly in the absence of sufficient support systems, right? And that can put people in a state of financial dependency. Sometimes also addictions and substance abuse. People get so much addicted to alcohol and other substances, and that leads to problems which can result in job loss, poor choices, and reliance on others for their basic necessities. That places them in a situation of financial dependence. Sometimes also interference or wealth transfer or inheritance. Sometimes also inheritance or wealth transfer expectations, which are not met, can lead people into financial dependency. Some individuals may hesitate to seek financial independence because they anticipate future monetary or asset transfers from some uncle or some auntie somewhere who has made it, right? Another thing could also be early marriage and or parenthood, right? Younger individuals who have not really, positioned themselves to earn adequately when they get married and they start giving birth to children, and they have to shoulder adult responsibilities, can put themselves prematurely in certain financial difficulties, which increases dependence. And that can also result or put them in financial dependence. It also impacts the lifestyle and well-being of the people or the person that is in financial dependency, right? So I've categorized them into personal impacts, relational impacts, and then social impacts. So let me take first the personal impacts. So when you're in a financial dependency situation, you lose autonomy, you feel powerless, you're you're unable to make independent choices for yourself because you depend on others, and so it's difficult for you to have the autonomy to choose what you want. Again, a beggar has no choice, right? Then it results in low self-esteem and low confidence, right? Relying on others for some of your basic needs can damage your self-worth and motivation. It limits your growth, right? So if you're in a dependency situation, it can stifle your personal development. It can stifle your career advancement or financial literacy. It also increases vulnerability. I mean, dependence can trap an individual in abusive or unhealthy situations due to lack of financial escape routes. I mean, you take whatever is given to you when you depend on somebody, and that dependence can trap you into abusive or unhealthy situations because you depend on someone. It can even lead to mental health issues, right? You can struggle mentally if you're so dependent financially on other people. It creates anxiety, depression, and stress, which, often results in helplessness, right? Let me then talk about the relational impacts. So when you are financially dependent on other people, there's this power imbalances. The person providing financial support may dominate or control your decision making, right? If I'm the one sponsoring you and, uh, supporting you and you're dependent on me, there is that power imbalance. And the person that provides the financial support will or may dominate or control your decision making. It can even strain relationships. So dependency can cause tension. I mean, when you're always coming to or going to someone to ask for money, and I mean, you can't cover your expenses, and so the person has to help you, it can result in strained relationships. Dependency can cause tension, resentment, or emotional fatigue for both parties, the giver and the receiver. right? That codependency, in some cases, can foster unhealthy dynamics where both the dependent and the provider become stuck in a cycle of reliance. Then let me look at also the social impacts, which is very relevant for Ghana and most of the third world countries. So when there are a lot of financially dependent people in the economy or in the society, the welfare systems get so much burdened, right? Widespread financial dependence can strain the government or community resources. In most of the countries in third world uh, societies, they are broken down social welfare systems because so many people depend on the system, and the system can no longer control or support them, and that results in broken down welfare systems. Then also it results in reduced economic productivity. A large dependent population can actually slow down economic growth and development. So if you have a country where a lot of people are in the phase of financial dependence, that itself slows economic growth for the country. It perpetuates inequality. It reinforces class and divisions, gender inequality, and generational poverty if they are not addressed.